about Ronnie. There's so much to tell.
Mike was one of the busiest tenor players I have ever met. I was thinking, man, you must be a billionaire by now. No, he was like getting calls for everything. Rock and roll albums, they wanted him to play on their albums. It could be Pink Floyd, it could be anybody. It was like phenomenal. And I was in the studio. We were just finishing the horn overdubs, and Mike had to stay to do some solos, and Phil Ramone was the engineer. So I was just hanging out, wanted to hear Mike play. And if Mike was warming up in the studio, getting a sound on earphones, and Phil Ramone says, "Wow, this guy is phenomenal. What talent, what technique." And oh yeah, we were buddies. We were friends. The friendship kind of like fell off when he moved up, bought a house on the Hudson. But when he was in town, he had a loft over on 19th Street and somewhere 6th Avenue, 8th Avenue. And yeah, he would always be doing me favors. If I got a gig, do you remember the place across the street from the gate? It was upstairs, one flight. Yeah, I went down there and spoke to the guy. Blade, you remember Blade? I said, "Blade, man, can you give me a gig, man?" He said, "Well, who do you got in the band?" I mentioned some names. He's not strong enough, Ronnie. I said, "All right, man, if I get Mike Brecker and Randy, will you give me the gig?" He said, "You got it, kid." So I asked Mike and Randy to do a weekend. Mike was always getting me on record dates when he was able to. Both him and Randy. I remember we went out to the hell was it, Cincinnati. There was a group called Wild Cherry. They had a big hit, and they wanted Mike, Randy. And Randy wrote the chart, and they said, "Why don't we have baritone, tenor, and trumpet?" So we went out there and recorded these tunes, and we flew back the same night. So on the plane, Randy pulls out the checks that the guy gave him, but they weren't signed. I said, "Oh man, well then, got to do this over again." But I wasn't worried. They promptly sent a bunch of checks the next day.